What's up, everyone? We're back. It's a new week. A lot of news in the crypto space and meme coins and the AI sector, NFTs. Joe and I are going to break it down for everybody, but we're back with the rundown. Joe, how you doing today, man?
You know what I figured out is that when I wear this neon tracksuit, I always feel good.
Yeah, well, you look good, man. You look good. And I think that was is that the tracksuit from G Money, like the Adidas drop?
I'm getting my
Yeah.
money's worth. I think I spent like $3,000. I wore a beanie at like Tahoe and I sent it to my friend. I was like, I'm wearing my $3,000 beanie, and it just made me feel better.
It looks good, man. I got a lot of crypto. I mean, I'm wearing a Solana hat. It's like one of my favorite hats right now. I shout out Solana. But we're going to let's talk about this macro market, Joe, because things got a little sketchy out there over the past few days. I'm going to share my screen for everyone so we know what we're talking about. Share a little bit of coin market cap. Here we go. And right now in the sector here, we got some movers. Bitcoin under $100,000. Again, I don't even remember what it was last week. We've been chopping, and I think we've been talking about that quite a bit. That we were getting chopped for the next few weeks. We expected that. I didn't expect the reason why we're chopping, but we'll get a little deeper into that. So under 100 grand. XRP got murked, it looks like, over the past week. Solana was like under 200 bucks, like $190 just the other day. It's actually rebounded quite nicely, but still seeing some pain out there in the streets. Uh, Joe, any thoughts of, where this market's going and what's happening?
Yeah, we actually have a link if you want to pull it up. The liquidation event, the
Uh,
insight on the on-chain data. Basically, this was a liquidation event by exchanges to, flush out people, doing perps and options and whatnot. So it was more than that. Well, 1.7 billion. Yeah, it's way more than that. Maybe
yeah,
I pulled the
way.
wrong article. Yeah,
What?
it was a lot. It was like 130 billion wiped off the entire crypto market, and a lot of it was because of that, and of course the tariffs, right? But Bitcoin barely, like, what, they moved 5%, 5%. So yeah, it was a liquidation play, as a lot of analysts pointed out, and a lot of things bounced back. But the meme coins, one thing that experts pointed out was that there's so little liquidity there, and that's why they nuked. There's not much liquidity in meme coins at all because everyone's always tap dancing around, and a lot of the ones that came back were the ones that were already in the top.
Yeah, it was a savage week in the entire crypto space, to say things lightly. The AI agent sector, we're going to talk a little bit deeper, got wiped out, like 42% went down. Fundamentally, not a lot changed in the cryptocurrency world. What happened is what Joe alluded to, is that these Trump tariffs, he put 25% tariffs on Canada, 25% tariffs on Mexico, threw some tariffs at China, and it actually adds up. When all that was going down over the weekend, the market was literally got flushed. We were all kind of a little concerned, and since the stock market's closed, obviously the crypto market definitely sees a major impact. So we saw a huge drop off. Joe, you were saying the liquidation event. I think I read somewhere, and correct me if I'm wrong, this was a worse correction than COVID and FTX. So this was really impacted a lot of people and a lot of traders out there.
Yeah, yeah. Since 2021, the date, the biggest
Okay.
liquidation since 2021. And the reason they know it's liquidation events because, like, these giant wicked candles on exchanges, which is abnormal. It had to be major moves. And one interesting insight was that Coinbase was buying up all these liquidations from Binance. Some people call it manipulation, meaning not manipulation. There's just a transfer from Binance to Coinbase. Some people call it backdoor transaction or whatnot. But Coinbase bought it all up, and they also bought up more Solana than any exchange out there because of their Solana fiasco. They didn't have Solana to give
Oh
people.
yeah, I forgot about that. That was just a
Yeah.
few weeks ago. The few exchanges were having that issue.
Yeah. What's interesting is that, everyone gets this data nowadays, like, instantaneously. And I didn't notice at the time when it happened. I didn't get shaken out at all. Luckily for me, you know, I was in safer meme coins, I would like to call them, but mass majority of my portfolio is in the majors, just like yourself. Of course, I made moves, you made moves. I fired in buys when Sol hit 191, exactly on the dot. I just wish I didn't transfer money into Gemini boo on Gemini, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Yay for Coinbase, because so I put in stablecoin through Gemini to buy, Solana. And then, buying stablecoin on Gemini, they charge you like a lot of fees, which is so stupid. It's basically a stablecoin. It's basically currency, but Coinbase doesn't do that. So shout out to Coinbase. They allow me to buy, stablecoin. I immediately transferred it into Jupe to buy Solana, to Solana at a limit price. So yeah, I would have bought more if I didn't. Now I have fiat stuck in Gemini until I can get it back out. And I shouldn't have done that, right? Like I saved $10 in fees, but I missed out. Now, what's Solana back up at now? Like 217, something like that. Yeah, I should have just pulled the trigger and ate the fees. But live and learn.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, 217, in my opinion, is gonna feel like a steal. It's I love to catch the bottom and sell the tops, but as we all know, that's so hard to do. And most of the time, when you're kind of day trading, that you're gonna lose at the end of the day. It's basically like the casino always wins in Las Vegas, and it's super difficult to make those trades every single day. Now, there's every once in a while when you get a good vibe in the market, and tariffs are coming and you don't think it's priced in, it might be a good time to, sell into a stable coin or open a perps on a short or open a perps on a long. I was staring at perps for longing Solana right around 190 bucks Sunday night. And I was this close. I hardly ever do leverage, Joe, hardly ever, because I've been liquidated like in 2018 more times than I want to admit. And I was like, man, this is just too juicy because I forget what my liquidation price would have been, but it was so low. I was like, no way we go back to that number. But I was nervous. I was like, what's going to happen on Monday? Are the stocks get open completely red? Is the president of Mexico and the prime minister of Canada going to basically like double down on their tariffs? Is Trump going to, muscle up and raise it from 25 to 50%? Luckily, seems like, I mean, this isn't a political show, but it does seem like they put a 30-day hold on the tariffs in Mexico, 30-day hold in the tariffs in Canada. China wasn't as kind. They kind of slapped us last night with like some tariffs. But there's just some macro news overall for everyone that's affecting the macro prices. Obviously, meme coins are going to get waxed. AI coins, anything with high volatility, to make a lot of money, you have to be in high volatility assets, can really take some big haircuts. But fundamentally, for a lot of these coins, nothing's changed. So it is a good buying opportunity if you have that long-term vision like we have. And Joe, we've been through it in the past. So nothing can shake me out of my macro holdings. And I think even Sunday, we talked about it. I fired into, if we were talking meme coins, I fired into a fart coin because it was like 61 cents or something. I'm like, this sucker could go down to 30, 40 cents. I have no idea. But just the thesis behind it, we've talked about with our private community, why we really like it, kind of connection to AI, a ridiculous name. The normies, the retail buyers are going to like it. It rebounded quite nicely. And we'll dive a little bit deeper into that in our AI sector. Let me share my screen a little bit. I do want to show off some recent news here that I think is very interesting. Hyperliquid flips Ethereum in 7-day revenues. If anybody doesn't know what Hyperliquid is, I highly suggest you kind of do a deep dive. It is turning into one of my favorite coins. Hype, not financial advice, but kind of in volatile markets like this where there's a lot of highs, a lot of lows. You can do spot trading with Hyperliquid. You can do perps trading. A lot of and it's decentralized. A lot of those platforms out there continuously start to continue to grow or hold steady because there's still a lot of action on those platforms. And it showed. It flipped Ethereum in 7-day revenues. And it's just catching steam right now. And it's not like the most it is user friendly once you get on the platform. But if you're in the United States, you need to have a VPN. You can't buy the hype token on Coinbase. There's some challenges there, but there's also major opportunity. And so we're talking about Hyperliquid flipping Ethereum 7-day revenues. Let's talk about good old Eric Trump. He comes out, I believe it was yesterday, who's obviously involved in the Trump meme coin, World Financial Liberty platform. Literally tweeted out that it's a good time to add Ethereum. And that caused a pretty good spike in ETH, which then corrected, unfortunately. But it seems like the Trump family's kind of bulling us up for an ETH run. And then last but not least, this could be a pretty good catalyst. I added this to our sheet last minute, so I'm not even sure if you saw it, Joe. is
Hmm.
good old David Sachs, our crypto czar, is going to hold a press conference today, actually, very soon, on the U.S. strategy for digital assets. I think that, I don't know, man, that could be some big news. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, on the hyperliquid news, definitely great call by you for our community. You called that out a while back. Um, on Donald Trump adding Ethereum, I said to my friends, I'm like, fool me once, fool me twice. People still hold Trump at $50, the meme token. I mean, you can't fool us twice. So yeah, I'm not surprised that his, what is it, 400 million stash of Ethereum did not pump the markets at all. Well, mainly because Ethereum has such a big market cap anyways, it probably didn't even scratch it at all. I didn't buy Ethereum on that announcement, but I was very interested to see, if any movements were to come from that. And of course, David Sachs, that's happening right now as we're recording. I'm super excited about what the direction is on what we're doing. As I'm just bullish overall. Matt, no matter what happened this last weekend, we had such a strong team. As long as we don't trade Luca away like Dallas did, get rid of some of our cabinet members then that are good on tokens, and good with crypto and good with strategy and a business, kind of like what Trump did with the tariffs. It was a scare tactic, right? Come on, like everyone's on the table now talking. So it's great to see kind of like what is happening based off of what Trump's actions are, and one of it is putting David Sachs in a SAR position and seeing that unfold. Like he's stuck to every single thing he said. And that's why people are in the markets are saying, what's the problem? He talked about tariffs and people are calling that. They were like, how is this going to affect the market about 7 days ago? So people already knew this would affect the markets and making plays off of that. So that's something, that's a meta, that's an alpha, maybe not even so much alpha of, what Trump is going to do in these next 12 months, whether it be executive orders or just, he hasn't tweeted much, I don't think, which is surprising. Maybe he's too busy signing executive orders, and what kind of plays that will have on the overall markets. But in terms of overall crypto, that's why I'm never bearish because it's like what, the second week and Sachs is finally making a press announcement on what's going to happen. And so it's exciting times. And on top of that, more and more states are applying for reserves for the states. So it's exciting.
Yeah, it's certainly exciting. I'm excited to kind of tune in. I'm going to tune in live to that. Who knows what he could say? This administration, I mean, this next 4 years is going to age me by 40 of the ups and downs. I kid you not. It's just such a wild time.
It's wild. And to think that information gets to everyone so fast. Like I can't, like my mom knew about the Trump meme coin before I even had a chance to tell her. Like this is crazy. Like we're living in a different stage of information. And I would like all my information that I like to, drink a coffee and read a newspaper on, given to me through I don't know how this would compare in American, but in Asian world, it's called a drama. They have a drama like a sitcom version. I want to read and watch the news, digestible news in a fun way. Give me a 20-minute breakdown, Simpsons episode of what happened in the world this last year. And I just think that that's kind of where the attention and so how do you get ahead of that information and how do you make moves on that is where the premium is, and we're definitely getting that. So just a note to say that yeah, it's going to be exciting year, a very exciting year.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be exciting year. I'm ready for it. I'm it's just I'm becoming like uh my wife who, I'm not the most like politically driven person, but over the past couple years, I am like so deep in politics. All I care about is like the financial world, how it's gonna affect me and my family. But I feel like I'm just talking about it nonstop. And we were out to eat just recently and we were talking about it, and she's just like, what has gotten into you? I was like, tariffs, tariff, blah, blah, blah. I was like, she's like, did you even know what a tariff was a few years ago? I go, probably not like to as well as I do now, but now I'm like tracking all these tariffs, what they mean, correcting people when I see it. It's just it's a fun time, and I'm learning a lot, which is even better.
Yeah, the learning curve for everything is just gonna, shorten, right? My friends are messaging me every day about, dynamic liquidity pools, and they getting their strategy from AI. All that to say is that, crypto's not going anywhere. The newer generation loves crypto more than the older generation. That's only going to proliferate more, and it's just going to hopefully pump all our bags to the moon. With that said, I wanted to showcase everyone, how how much of a genius um, Brian is. So let me share my
Oh,
screen here.
I don't even know what
Farcoin.
that is. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
so 2 days
Farcoin.
ago you're like, I'm firing, this much into Farcoin at this price. And I tracked it. I mean, I'm not tracking TradingView tracking. That's 42% move on 2 days. I don't know if you cashed out on that. You probably didn't, knowing you, but what a move. And this is just one of, I think, like three moves that you've done where you've ticked the bottom and, made massive moves up. So, kudos to you. Round of applause.
You know, I am, we've talked about in the past when I'm like passionate about certain projects, and it's crazy that I'm saying that I'm passionate about Farcoin. But when I really see a path where it could succeed, anytime there's big corrections, I mean, we were all going, I already felt when I fired that, I already thought we were going to zero. That was like Saturday or Sunday when the market was just getting liquidated. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna fire, quite a bit of soul here and just see what happens and hope for the best and hope that like the long-term memeability of it and the connection it has to everybody and just the amount of holders that was gonna rebound. So appreciate the call out, Joe, but they don't all work out that way either.
It seems to always work out for you. But if you did not catch a bounce, then you might be feeling some pain, or you might be over leveraged, which is why you need to, talk to us because we don't. Well, I've shot some money into pain. I was feeling some pain, and there's a pain token for those that didn't know. In collaboration with Memeland and possibly Binance loose ties. Regardless, over 120,000 Solana was contributed to the Pain token airdrop, which can happen any second, any day now. Might be even happening during this recording. Hopefully not. Some person fired $4 million into it, 20,000 Sol, last minute, like an hour before it closed. So it's
You,
sitting at what is it? Go ahead.
I think somebody actually, so I saw that as well, and I have to verify this, but I think someone fired 20,000 soul in it after it closed as well. So I heard people talking about, it, and they were like, I think they can get their soul back, and
Right.
people were talking about that, but they fired it in the block that after. I mean, if you're gonna fire that much soul into something, like just double check what time it is and make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, they didn't give a block deadline. They just said 24 hours. So I think a lot of people misinterpreted, but whales shouldn't do that. If they're firing, maybe it's nothing for them, right? It's like 1% of their portfolio. But we will see how much this pain token generates. 40 million market cap is, I wouldn't say it's low, but it's not high either, right? It can easily run to 400 million. We'll see what happens. Memeland rugged me before with their meme token. I mean, it's not rugged, it's still there. But definitely would love to, see what happens here with that pain token. There's another token that did it pop up? You tell me the story of this one, Brian, because you follow this one a little bit more closely. Tell everyone about the MLG token that just came out.
Oh yeah, yeah. The MLG token, yeah, it's been out for a few weeks now. Banks. Who's like really well known in the gaming world and obviously in the crypto sector and a punk holder, has been touting it for some time. It has a gaming connection, has a lot of meme ability to it, has just a lot of influencers that are like really bullish on it, are pumping it. And Aiden Ross, and if nobody's familiar with Aiden, he's like a huge streamer. He streams gambling content, streams just any sort of content out there. Did a stream last night. I actually watched it with the vape cabal, they call them, like Thread Guy and Frank and Banks was on there, all these LA vape cabal guys, and I believe he bought like live on stream about $50,000 worth of MLG, and a lot of people were expecting that to happen. I actually thought about doing it, but I was out and about, and I was like, I can't be glued to my phone. I've been glued to my phone too much recently. I'm getting a little pushback from the fam. But he bought like $50,000 worth of MLG, and Banks really gave a thesis of why he thinks there's like a lot of like memeability behind the project. They have a lot of big connections. It's connected to gaming, and it does seem like that token has some legs out there. But what was really interesting is that people were buying the token up over the past 24 hours, anticipating they were going to talk about it on stream. And Aiden has millions and millions of followers, and that's really exactly what happened. I was watching it live, and the token was driving up. It got up to like $240 million market cap, something along those lines. He bought $50,000 worth, and the price like instantly like to like 140 million. And Banks was on the stream, kind of just like talking them through it. Like, hey, this is a long-term meme play. This is the reasons we like it. Stuff like that happens in the meme world, like everything that we talk about all the time. I do think he's going to be fine with that buy. I think that with the big names behind it, people streaming about it, talking about it, even kind of negative news, if we want to call it, like him buying $50,000 and it kind of going down and losing 40% of it instantly. And I don't think that's a ton to Aiden. He's a multimillionaire, but nobody likes to lose money. That even kind of adds to the lore. So overall, I don't have any exposure to the MLG token. I have a lot of close friends that do, and they do talk it up. Like there's some chatter in circles where it could do well over time. So I think that'll age well. But that's kind of the long and short of what's been happening.
Talk to us
Oh,
about AI.
Oh, it's on me. I got you. Yeah, next up, let's talk about a little bit the AI world. I am an absolute addict in the AI market space, and it was not kind. Like I said, it was a savage week in crypto for everybody. In the AI agent, there was no exceptions there, down 42% or 42% wiped out in the total market cap. We were up to like way higher than we were now. But fundamentally, Joe, not a lot has changed. It just was a really reactionary time in the space. And even like we talk about like DeFi AI or AI DeFi, whatever you want to call it, Graphane and coins like that. And you can see Graphane right here has quite a bit of mind share. It's up on price and it's been doing pretty well. Let's flip over here and take a look. Even Graphane's up, 20% over the past 24 hours. And we are seeing some red here, but nothing crazy like we've seen in the past few days. But some of my favorite tokens are right up top here: Arc, Fartcoin, Graphane, and actually, I'm this Swarm node's really interesting with the partnership that they announced with NVIDIA. Something we'll probably be talking about with our private community this week. But Graphane, Fartcoin, and Arc are three coins that I think are market leaders and definitely have a path to grow. And where I'm going with all of this is fundamentally nothing has changed. DeFi AI is a real solution to the crypto user experience and the problem we have in that DeFi world. And we haven't really properly adopted these agents and how they could just assist us in the crypto world. And the reason I'm so bullish on this sector, and I've said it a ton of times, is that AI integrates so well with crypto, and that's not going anywhere. AI is not going to integrate in the traditional banking system or fiat. It's always going to have crypto in some sort of capacity. So this $8 billion market cap honestly screams like a time to buy, in my opinion. A lot of your favorite top projects. Now, what it did do is, and a lot of meme coins did this as well. We both can talk about it. It flushed a lot of the junk down the toilet. The creams rising to the top, the graphanes, the AI XBTs, the ARCs, the fart coins, the virtuals, these top tier projects are starting to get their footing. And I do think there's going to be kind of, we hit a floor with it. People are going to start paying more attention to the AI crypto world, and we're going to get that next leg up. But there's a lot of factors out there. We're talking about tariffs. We're talking about, trade wars. There's just the macros are affecting us. But if we believe the crypto market's going to grow in 2025, I'm pretty much betting with my own money that I think the AI sector is going to pop off as well.
Oh, it most definitely will pop off the crypto sector. So definitely meme coin opportunities are there. I mean, Pain Token got $40 million of deposits, over a bloody weekend, which is people are like, I got no money. I was like, well, there's obviously money out there and it's rotating somewhere. So if you want to know where the smart money is going, then definitely plug in to us. Well, thanks for the update on crypto AI, as it is like drinking from a fire hose, because I live in San Francisco and let me tell you, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's going to be the most transformational technology along with robotics in our lifetime. Like, yeah, it's going to be so crazy. It's so exciting that, we're a part of this, and we can capitalize on the upside with, some of these new VC. I wouldn't even call them meme coins. Like, what would you call them, Brian? Like, we're seeing Vine. We saw the co-founder of Venmo. We haven't seen any new ones, but that doesn't mean they're not coming. It's just going to be, I don't know. It's going to be great
I
seeing
see.
seeing these things.
I call them the dusty Web 2 companies that are trying to get money and crowdfund and they're releasing tokens in the crypto space. But it's working, and the Vine token's super interesting to me as well. I mean, it's going to be volatile, but if they actually launch Vine and integrate some sort of payment system with X and Vine and utilize that token, even if they don't utilize the token, just the name around it, it could cause a pump. But we have to be very cautious playing in those streets because it feels like any Web2 founder that had a successful project in the past is coming off and creating a token. I'm completely out of this space when Tom from MySpace comes out of the dark and launches a MySpace token. I'll probably buy it, but I actually made a list, Joe, of like Web2 companies that like from back in the day that I thought would be good token launches, but those aren't sustainable in my opinion. But there will be some that are successful.
That's very smart. I wouldn't make the list. I'll have AI make the list. But we'll talk offline about that, about what other stuff's coming up because in the world of in the Bay Area, angel investing and raising money is like it's like normal table talk for people. Like people just throw money kind of like at meme coins at these I wouldn't call them dusty Web 2 companies, but what we're seeing is like not say deregulation, but raising money is not as hard in the crypto world as it is in the regular world. You need you have all these guardrails to protect people. You need to be a what is it you have to be an investor, a sophisticated investor. So yeah, I definitely see not only, people that's looking to reinvigorate the old brand, but people are trying to do new things. It's just way easier, right, to raise money this way. Anyways, let's talk about some fun stuff. You mentioned, what else is happening in the world of Web3. NFTs is something that I have a close eye on and a passion for. Brian probably thinks I'm crazy. I'm talking to him about NFTs all the time. He goes, "What are you doing, man?" And I was like, "I still love NFTs. I can't help it." It's abstract chain. You said Vine is interesting for X. Well, abstract chain is very interesting because you can only tip in Pengu. We'll talk about that later. But abstract chain is behind. It's the brainchild is Luca Nex, the person who created Pudgy Penguins. And let's take a look at their NFTs. It's only been out for like 2 weeks almost. And some of the top projects has done, in the last 30 days, less than the blockchain's been out. We see here close to $500,000 in sales, pens tracted, close to $500,000 in volume, all the way up to the top five, close to 300,000. Not bad. Not bad, right? And so here's someone I own a few of these. I'm not going to call them out, but NFTs are they're seeing some volume right now, and it's only been 2 weeks. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do. It's just some interesting information here. Right now, it's kind of like a feedback loop. You can mint a bearish NFT with Pengu. So you're minting an NFT with a meme coin. We've seen that happen in runes. We've definitely probably seen that happen elsewhere. But this might be just more commonplace that can feed back into a meme coin. So that's very exciting. Onto Pudgy Penguins itself. Pudgies right now are sitting at a $30,000 floor. And I really wanted one. As I saw them, just plummet this last weekend because of tariffs. They went down to like 24. And I'm like, how do I get my hands on this Pudgy Penguin? Brian, I was really trying to find a way to buy this Pudgy Penguin. Not this one
Oh,
particularly. Not this one,
oh,
but
you're in the market for, you did message me that. You're in the market for a pud. I mean, if you're gonna buy high-end NFT, hard to say a Pudgy's not a great one to have. And I think they're dope for PFP profiles as well.
yeah. And had I bottom ticked it like you have, I would have came up 7,000. Like if I bought one for 24,000 off a credit card, I could have sold it off the Monday high. It was at 31,000, and I was just like crying. I'm just like, okay, I could have made 7,000 in one day, but I didn't. Anyways, welcome to the world of degeneracy. Okay, in other news, so here's your theorem, still kicking, still alive. We talked about abstract. Here's something new that's launching. So you may not heard of us talk about Bitcoin NFTs for a while, but so Stones is launching in about 2 days from now. So Stones is created by Leo. I don't know how to say his last name, but I'm asked him to come on the podcast, Brian. I'm doing my job. He was the original artist for Runestone. He's an actual artist in real life with physical marbles and stones, actually, believe it or not. A lot of people don't know this, but he launched a Ordinals project not too long ago called Blocks. And the blocks are sitting at $1,000 floor price. And I kid you not, I'm probably going to buy one of these today. Now, what the block does is not only a NFT, it's a redemption for physical artwork. So it's a deflationary system where you can trade in these pieces of art, right? And what do you get for it? Art that's actually created by Leo himself. He's probably not the same Leo that's behind the the runes dog. But check it out. He's got some pretty cool stuff there. Dark Knight, Modern Black. This is like, you know, some innovation at least, right? In the art world and by this artist. So, and he's launching a new project called Stones, and he's merging, that with, more deflationary kind of like gamification. So you can level up your stones, and I'll pull up the information. Hopefully, I'm not losing anyone here. Basically, this artist is like outwitting the NFT projects that are out there currently. Like he's doing innovative stuff. He's launching a meme token on the Bitcoin network called Lord of the Stone. Pretty cool name if you ask me, because he's working in stone, and he's an airdrop, a meaningful amount to people who are buying his NFTs, and you can merge them to get rarer stones. And not only that, with these stones in the near future, he's going to. I need to find the. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen for a second. But I'll find it for you guys if you really want to see it. Is that he's going to feature modern day physical artists that has artworks valued from anywhere from 30 to 120,000. And the rarer the stone, the higher chances that you can get that artwork either for free or as a redemption. Anyways, this sounds confusing for some people, but what I love about this is that I don't believe artwork is going, away anytime soon in the real world, nor is it going away in the blockchain like Ethereum. And I hope Bitcoin becomes kind of like the steward for, artists to, create, because it's immutable on Bitcoin. And I just love what's happening right now. And he's building in the bear. I love that. And just some innovative stuff. I like innovation. That's why I like abstract chain. They're innovating in a different way. That's why I like, what Leo's doing here with this particular NFT drop. Is it gonna do well? Can you liquidate it like a meme coin instantaneously? I don't think so. But I just love innovation in the space, and I just love showcasing things that I like. So that's what's happening in the world of NFTs. It's not dead. I'm still buying daily NFTs on Abstract, the more affordable ones. I'm still looking for expensive pudgy, and yeah, I'm still gonna buy some NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain. So I'm probably the only crazy one out here buying NFTs. Am I the only one, Brian?
No, I bought a few NFTs recently. I bought one of those prime avatars that we talked, parallel avatars.
Oh, nice.
No, not financial advice, but I've been kind of like looking at those for quite some time, and I saw a dip. I think it was over the weekend or late last week. I bought a little bit of that, and I don't think that's crazy at all. I think chasing after brand new mints and abstract chain's a different animal, but I think like chasing after mints like it used to be can be a little bit like difficult to catch a winner. But there's NFTs are definitely the future in a lot of different ways we talk about, and they're so much fun. It's a lot more fun to buy and sell NFTs, in my opinion, and engage with the community than a lot of these meme coins. But liquidities in the meme coins, I love this AI sector, so I'm definitely head down in that. But no, I don't think you're crazy at all, Joe. I love your passion for NFTs, and I'm right there with you.
Yep. Well, I might be the only one. But we'll check back in the next rundowns to see how the NFT, what is it, meta evolves. Because, we saw a small bump when Pudgy and Pengu did their massive airdrop. And we're waiting to see what's going to happen this year. I'm so excited for it. And yeah, we'll keep a close eye for everyone, alongside other digital assets or alt assets, like the people call them. And that's what we do here. We have a lot of fun. Majors, I wouldn't say it's boring. That's a majority of our portfolio. But where do you have fun is in I wouldn't say the deep crevices of Web3, but in these areas. So yeah, follow us on our podcast. We have those upcoming weekly newsletters, rundowns. Anything else, Brian?
No, that's it, man. Till next week.
Till next week.